Hello, hello, hello. It is Toni B. Of course, you're listening to Radiohead, Lotus Flower Beat. Can you hear that beat? This is Toni B. It's April 23rd. I'm in Cambridge. I'm here with my buddies. With the PB&J podcast. You know, PB&J stands for
Chad Parenteau,
Toni B, and
Jason Wright
of Oddball magazine, and we are here to give it to you with the PB&J hour, half hour, 45 minutes. This is how we do occasionally for you. We've come here to talk about a little bit of poetry, a little bit of sassiness, a little bit of people shouting out, because we've had a wonderful month in this April. Today's April 23rd, 2014, and we've had an fabulous month, haven't we, Mr. Parenteau?
Yes, and let me wish to you and Jason, and of course everyone out there, happy National Poetry Month. It's been such an active month that I barely have had time to write, because I'm going everywhere performing, going everywhere seeing people perform. We've had some amazing highlights just to talk about. Stone Soup alone has had some amazing features, and I have to say, Jason, happy birthday again. You had your birthday feature at the beginning of April, and
it was great.
You did a great job on that. And
yes, I was there.
Very well attended by your family.
It was great to see my family.
It's always great when the poet brings their entourage.
Yeah,
and actually,
yeah.
your fiancee, Lisa, shout out to Lisa, got the whole entourage and cake there. It was
the cake was there and everything.
It's great when Stone Soup is catered.
And we did it.
Yeah. Shout out
we
to
did
Lisa.
it on your birthday.
On my birthday, yeah.
Shout out to Lisa. Go woman.
And not to mention Mr. Lightspeed Arafat, which was a find from Toni B, who did an amazing introduction. It was great to see his work and see him present his work to almost an entirely new audience. There was a lot of people who had never heard of him before, and that's always the biggest thrill, introducing someone to Stone Soup and getting him put over.
I thought Lightspeed was great.
Yeah, he came with some knowledge. Lightspeed Arafat is from Boston. Lightspeedent.com, I think it is his website. And he's a community person. He's from my hood of Roxbury Beantown, Boston. And he did wonderful. But, I mean, while we're mentioning him, we got to mention Brian Williams, who came. We got to mention Of All Eyes on Me. We got to mention Reggie B. What does he do? We've got work to do.
We've got work to do, yeah.
So we just want to say big ups. The crowd was nice and diverse. I mean, that's our mission for everyone to come in, and I think we weaved and bobbed pretty well.
Mission very much accomplished.
Definitely.
And also shout outs and props to Jennifer Jean, who debuted her poetry book. Actually, her book debuted a while ago, but she introduced it to Stone Soup. The Fool, available for $14. There, I should be putting some links onto the Stone Soup website for people to get it. It's my mission to read it over and to talk to Jennifer about it during the National Poetry Month Festival, during the Massachusetts Poetry Festival, which is taking place the weekend of May 2nd through May 4th. More on that later.
Hey.
And I also want to give a shout out to Carla Schwartz. She's the one who will be closing out National Poetry Month on the 28th this Monday. By the time you hear this podcast, it'll be either Thursday night or Friday morning, just in time to reserve your spot at Stone Soup. It's very easy to reserve a spot. Just come. We will unfold a chair for you. And Carla Schwartz is not featured for a long time. It's been a long time since she featured for one of her collections, which I think was put out with the help of Friends of Poetry. And now she has another full-length collection. She hangs out mostly in Natick, but also reads and features in places like Lizard Lounge. She's making the rounds, and you should definitely come and grab a copy of her book.
Sweet. So we are here tonight just to reconnect with you about the poetry scene. What has been going on in the poetry scene?
Give a big shout out to Harris Gardner, and as well as his right-hand man. If Harris Gardner is the godfather of the poetry celebration that takes place every April at the Copley Square Public Library. If he's the godfather of that, his new Luca Brasi, for those who need who know their Godfather references, his Luca Brasi is a Kirk Etherton. Kirk
I like
has
Kirk.
Kirk has been what was a force in promoting the festival, which takes place over most of the times it takes place during a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in April, and it primarily takes place at the Copley Square Public Library in Boston, and with a couple of openings and celebrations privately at the Kajiaso studio. And I think they've had events held in Northeastern and other places. Because of the help of a lot of people, the festival actually, the celebration actually took place starting on Thursday, and it kept on going till Sunday. So
The,
it was
the Old North Church.
That
Thank
was
you.
the papa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Kirk Etherton. He's a wordsmith and an artist, and I have to say, mad love to him. He does so many types of artwork, and he really has been coming out to support Stone Soup. We have bonded, me and the homeboy Kirk, and he also goes every Saturday. You know, I'm able to kick it with him every Saturday, and you should go too. Down to is it Porter Square, y'all?
It's Davis Square. It's Bagel Bars.
Davis Square at the Aubon Pont, every Saturday from like 9 to 12, 1-ish. Just go and connect with some bagel bods. I mean, there are people who are there. I brought my daughter there. So I'll say people arrive there ages from 12 to 80, maybe 90.
Maybe older. It's a growing community of the older poets with a smattering of some younger voices. It's a good scene if you can get down there. It's a little harder for me because I live all the way in JP, but if you're able to make it and you have a car, you should definitely check it out. If you go there once.
And that's a Harris Gardner baby, too.
It's a Harris Gardner and Doug Holder baby with
Yeah.
Steve Glines operating the Yahoo group.
Steve Glines on the 1 and 2s.
Very good.
Steve Glines is also working on a book right now. He's got a Kickstarter. You might want to check that out. He has a Kickstarter. You might want to check that out. Find him on Facebook. His book looks like it's going to be a real big success. So help him out, get it published, and he'll also sign a copy of it for you. Or there's other goodies on the Kickstarter. You should check it out.
And another shout out to Jack Scully, who heads up the Poetry, the Art of Words reading series, which was originally founded by Mike Amato. Mike Amato passed away back in 2009, but the series goes on with the help of Scully and his stalwart co-host, Renee Schwiesau. And I actually...
That's how you say her name.
Yes.
Word.
Well, it took me several introductions of her on the open mic to finally get that right. I was like, Schwiesau, Scheisen, Scheisen. Shisa. Yeah, I was.
We
mixed
love
up
you,
for a long
Renee.
time.
Yeah.
Yes, Renee, and you guys did a great. You did a great job of getting people together for your most recent Poetry, the Art of Words this April, and a shout out to Tim Gager. Both of us had a great time at your venue reading. It was a great time for all, and I recommend anyone who wants to go to a good series and a well-attended one as well to get down to Plymouth and look up Poetry, the Art of Words.
There's a new on Newberry Street. There's a cafe that I read at.
Trident.
Trident Booksellers. It's a really cool joint. You go there and it's a great place. A lot of interesting literature books. I think they have a bar and they have a coffee house and a restaurant. Anyway. I don't know, but if
It's
you
definitely
go
a
there,
location that's adapted.
it's very cool, and I went there and I read on.
Isn't it like near Berkeley College of Music?
Right near Berkeley College of Music. So if you're around there and check it out, and I believe every Tuesday, at least definitely during this month, they're running poetry celebrations. I read on that Tuesday, and then there's been a couple other cats who've been there, and the one I went to, shout out to Mars, Jupiter, and Just Enough, and that was a great time. And there was another guy, Ambro, who's fantastic. All these people got up on the mic, and it was great, excellent. I recommend anyone to go to the Trident Booksellers.
Trident has been around at least since I've been living in Boston. It's started out as just a small little cafe place where the eatery. The eating location was actually smaller than the bookstore. Now it's almost taking up equal space. But they've been holding a lot of events. People like Adam Stone have been trying to hold regular events there. Sometimes Trident has a hard time finding a series
Well,
that
right now
sticks.
it's Emily Hopkins who is promoting that event. So shout out to Emily.
Definitely.
And definitely thank you for letting me be a part of that. That was great. And Mars and Justin and Ambrose.
We're doing our best to keep the energy up here, people. But if you can tell, we are so engrossed in National Poetry Month. We're drunk on poetry, and we're trying to. We just had a. We also had a.
Why you
nice
gotta say
pizza meal.
drunk? What you trying to say? What you trying to say? You trying to put me
We
on the
did
spot?
have like this Poetry Month has been chock filled with amazing events. Culminating with there was the poetry festival at the Copley Public Library. We already talked about that. We talked about Chad's reading. Talked about Stone Sue.
Big shout out to Zigzag. You went there
I
recently.
went to Zigzag yesterday.
Is that Clay Venture?
Yeah, it was Clay Venture. Yeah. And that was a fun time. I got to see Andrew Bourne read for the first time. A good friend of mine, a great poet. I saw, Blaine Hebel was there. Clay was there. Good, big shout out to Emilio Fenicia. He's an up and coming poet who really has a lot to say. He's a good guy, and
You went down together, right?
well, yeah, he drove me.
Yeah, Emilio's been a nice friend to Stone Soup. I got to give shout outs to him as well. He's brought some interesting people down to
He has also Thursday. He's going to be doing Jamila's thing, Jamila Orior.
Yes, another open micer for our spot.
Yep.
Okay.
I just, so we're at my house.
What just happened?
I had to tell my two Peach brothers, like, hey, my 6-foot nephew might be coming in the door. Don't be intimidated.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was like, what are you doing?
Unfortunately, we have not learned the art of podcast semaphore yet. We only know the twirling of the finger with Tony. Tony twirls her finger. We got to wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
That's the only part. That's the only podcast semaphore language we've learned thus far.
Yeah, Emilio's a good guy. He's going to be featuring at Jamila's thing. What's Jamila's thing called?
It's
Chelsea.
Chelsea
Books. What is it? Chelsea.
It's her poetry group.
It's her poetry group that's starting in Chelsea, Mass.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guess he's gonna be the first feature there. You should definitely go to that. That's in Chelsea at the library there in Chelsea.
We will post some information on Stone Soup Poetry and as well as Facebook.
Yeah. Another shout out to Christiana and Pete Story. Pete Story's another guy.
At Out of the Blue?
Yeah, at the
Out of the Blue Gallery. We got to give mad
fantastic.
love.
They're so fantastic. And
Artists.
They're always doing stuff,
Christiani has been, as of late, jumping on the mic at Stone Soup and doing poetry and song. It's been coming out very well. I also we mentioned Jamila before.
Yeah.
It's funny about poetry and music. These things just really come from the soul. So when they come out and they get on the mic, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And we just urge them to keep on doing the thing.
Another artist I'd like to give a shout out to is TJ Edson. He has a show in May coming up at the Middle East. He's going to be showcasing with, I think, Soul, who's this fantastic band from Somerville and Cambridge. Do you like them? They're
the married couple.
The married couple, yeah.
And the romantic story.
Wait,
I'm going off the air so I can cry.
They're awesome.
TJ deserves a double shout out because this past Monday, Oddball Magazine did our own marathon of poetry to coincide with the Boston Marathon.
Yep.
And TJ designed a great banner.
He's been designing great banners for us for a while now. He actually designed the Oddball Magazine
logo.
Well, yeah, he's a dynamite person. Blessings to him, definitely.
I have to give one more shout out. I'd be really wrong if I didn't do this. I had the pleasure of featuring at the Cervena Barba reading series. Yes, Gloria
so
Mindock
awesome.
always does a great reading. Shout outs to Gloria and to now I'm going to be really upset. Irene Coronas. She was there as well.
She's been an Oddball for 4 weeks last.
Gloria said she's going to try and submit something soon.
Yep.
And I featured with Thaddeus Rutkowski, who I've actually featured alongside before down in Philadelphia. He's a New York-based poet, and the last time I saw him was a couple of years ago. I think it was 2011, and he featured alongside myself, Tim Gager, and one other poet from the Pennsylvania area whose name escapes me.
Okay.
But Thaddeus was taking a vacation in the New England area, and he was trying to book as many readings as he could. So he actually asked if I was interested in featuring with him. It was kind of last minute, but of course I'm going to say yes if someone like Thaddeus asks me. So Thad, thank you very much for that. It was a lot of fun to do that reading. The Armory Reading Room, the Armory Savannah Barbara Press Room in Somerville, is a very quaint room, and you can actually see the history of Savannah Barbara because all their books are lined up. Not just the ones not just ones that are for sale and new, but also every single book they've ever published.
I love what Gloria's doing for Somerville. Really, Savannah Barbara Press. Big shout outs to them. They're a fantastic press. Chad, your book, right?
My book, Discarded Poems from My Apartments, that was published a few years ago by them. Still available.
Should we shout out David Miller real quick?
David Miller, who's going to be a feature in May at Stone Soup. I'll get back to that in a second. He's actually announcing his chapbook, which I think is going to come out in June. So unfortunately, we can't debut the chapbook then. But I'm going to urge as many people as possible to pick it up come June time.
So then we have the National Poetry Month is going strong.
It's going to finish strong. I hope that should be. You've been writing your poems for the column, for your Jagged Thoughts column. Have you been able to write anything extra?
In my notebook, in my notebook that doesn't usually go online. I could type it up, but I don't know. Sometimes it's nice to have something that doesn't get read by thousands of people a day. You know?
I understand, and actually I've been having somewhat of a similar dilemma with the National Poetry Writing Month Challenge, which is a poem a day for 30 days.
I'll be trying that.
You know who's having no problem with that is Natasha Head. She is from Nova Scotia. She has a thing called
Minion Ariel
King.
Props to them. Yeah. I started early, on the third or fourth day, and I stopped after the second one because I was having some medical issues.
I guess I was doing it too.
A lot of people are doing it. There are a lot of secret blogs going on.
Excuses,
I am trying to go home tonight and actually start writing and posting again. My goal, unrealistic as it is to try and get all 30 poems done by the end of the month. It's not that unrealistic because I was at least 15 behind at the end of last month because after the Boston Marathon bombing, I almost stopped entirely.
Right.
And then I started up again. I was actually able to pull it off. I was exhausted for a week, but I was able to do it. So I'm hoping some similar lightning can strike. But
I do want to just mention Natasha Head again. She is a Nova Scotia poet. Her site is www.tash2parlor.com. And she has been a friend of Oddball for a while now.
She'll be showing up again soon.
She'll be showing up again soon, hint, hint. She sent us.
Is it a hint
stuff.
if we just out now tell?
No, I guess. Well, she sent us some more stuff. She's
wink, wink, that next Squire. Say no more.
Pretty soon, yeah.
Knowing glances, know what I mean. All right. Anyway.
What was that?
Who's
See,
there?
I'm a little slow.
Jesus.
I'm a little off. I'm a little slow. Of course, you are listening to the PB&J Parenteau, Toni B, and Jason Wright hour. The PB&J hour with Toni B. She's just cool, or she used to do Be Cool, and they say she used to be the poet populist of Cambridge, and Chad Parenteau, who's been running Stone Soup Poetry for nearly about 10 years, or maybe a few more, and then Oddball Magazine by Jason Wright. We are a triumvirate who comes together and we do the thing. We like others.
It's all about spreading love.
We like others. I don't know. We just like others, and we like people getting out there, and we like raw, from the heart poetry. I'm the one in the group who needs to write more. I'm the mommy in this clique. I need to write more, and we are just coming to you with our rants about poetry. Of course, you gotta know. Didn't Chad already mention? We about to be on the panel at the Salem, Massachusetts
Poetry Festival.
Thank you. Just say it, Chad. Just say it.
I hadn't even gotten to that point because we've been too busy giving props to April. April is a busy month for us.
April's been a busy month. May is going to be big.
Massachusetts, we have another Poetry Month, even though the event takes place one weekend. We're looking forward to it. It is a fantastic time. We're going to be the events start right away on May 2nd.
Yeah.
And the big highlight is, at least for us, is the panel that's taking place at the Hawthorne Hotel, which is Stone Soup Presents Oddball Magazine. That takes place at 3:30 in the afternoon. I really tried to get us Saturday, Sunday spot because I feel like
Don't.
that's more. Well, I actually had a conversation with Jennifer Jean, and they said, "Oh, you're going to get people."
Yeah.
She gave a long, detailed
Friday is the
explanation.
first day.
Absolutely. But
Yes.
then she also said there's going to be a lot of people coming from
You
the
know what?
colleges. She really did a lot to. The reason I even mentioned that is that Jennifer really did a lot to, calm any concerns I had that there might be a low attendance. As a matter of fact,
I don't think they'll be
going
doing
into looking at the page of people who have already registered, it looks like we're going to have a. It looks like we're going to have a pretty
cough load of
lively audience.
cough load of people.
You're totally making this impossible for me to edit that out. I just want you to know that.
Don't edit it. Don't edit it. Keep it.
Keep it
Yes, twice.
Don't worry.
Snap, snap, snap.
Ay.
Yes, we're gonna have plenty of people.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably this week
I
do
checked out the-
a Facebook invite.
Oh, that's a good
We
Absolutely.
need to hook that up with one of our new pictures.
I just want to just to say a little bit about the Massachusetts Poetry Festival. I looked at first of all, they have a great online presence right now, and there's so many things you can do. If you're
Mass Poetry Festival,
if
yeah.
you're a slam poet, you're gonna love it this year. If you're an oddball, you're gonna love it because we're here.
And we're going to be reading with, it's going to be myself, it's going to be Toni, it's going to be Jason.
That's
And we
right.
also have two more guests. There's James Van Looy, our columnist, the one who does It's All
What?
One Thing.
Yeah.
He's going to be speaking.
Oh, I mean, I knew that.
And
And,
we
Tim
also
Gager.
have Tim Gager, who's I'm hoping debuts a piece that'll later show up on Oddball
Great.
in the next month.
Yeah, that's exciting, definitely.
Of course.
It's good
Jake,
to have Tim.
it's so nice. That's a wonderful lineup, and I'm looking forward to it. That's a couple weeks from now. It's April 23rd, and we are about to. I was talking to Jason earlier. I'm kind of feeling like we should give you a little bit of taste of music. We've been talking for a minute, so I think we need to go into some music. Of course, I like poetry, music, and song, and really at Stone Soup Poetry, I've had a consistent 3 weeks. That's just for me.
That's true.
That's
yeah.
just for me
Yeah.
because I'm a mommy, and it's really tough for me to get there. I came and shouted out Jennifer Jean, and I didn't address some individual fool who got on the mic and just kind of did his stuff in front of my kid. I didn't even address him. Really, my reason for being there was for Jennifer Jean and for all of the stuff she did for us. So, Jennifer Jean, Salem, Massachusetts. My conversation tonight with Jason Wright about oceans kind of is leading me into Aquatic Journey by Ninth Wonder.
Boom.
And Ninth Wonder is somebody who Jason Wright really likes.
I do like Ninth Wonder. Definitely.
So we're just gonna give you a little taste of the wonderful one. He, of course, you may have heard this before. Good, listen to it again. He was, of course, last year he was a fellow at Harvard University,
Yeah.
and I was able to see him a couple of times.
Yeah.
So check out Aquatic Journey.
Enjoy.
That's more like it.
That sounds like it.
Now, here we go with Aquatic Journey. Aquatic Journey.
Aquatic Journey.
Aquatic Journey
Aquaman's Journey.
Aquatic Journey.
from Ninth Wonder. You really need to see Jason Wright's head bouncing right now.
Yeah. So hard not to say something like this.
Jason Wright, he might delight us tonight with a little words over this beat here. Oops, I didn't mean to do a rhyme scheme, but free flow, that's how we go.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
It just
All right.
comes out and it flows.
Yeah, I'm listening to Ninth Wonder. Here comes the thunder, making rhymes like it's almost spring. It's gonna be summer. I'm making mad time, make the microphone mine. I got the mad rhyme lyrics and I do it on time. Yeah, just a minute to bust it. I'm making rhymes all the time like chicken McNuggets. I got a mad rhymes, but I just don't say. I got a mad rhymes, but I just don't say. I got a
Mad rhymes that I just don't say.
Yeah.
Mad
That I
rhymes.
just don't say. Yeah.
Mad rhymes that I just don't say. Mad rhymes that I just don't say.
Yeah, so 2013 is the past, and 2014 is gonna come, and it's gonna be cool. And now, in 3 weeks, we're gonna be at your school at the Massachusetts Poetry Festival. We're rhyming mad rhymes with the soul of the symbols, making mad rhymes, yo. When I keep it on the go, letting go with the 9-flow, making rhymes all the time, yo. Idaho.
With the oddball crew and the stones too. We got some tasty up in this room. We got a groove.
I'm Chad Parenteau. I'm about to write a rhyme.
I can't be the one in the audience just bopping the head a little bit.
Yeah. Trust me. All right. No,
And that's just the effect of many cultures, and of course we gotta give a shout out. We really gotta give a shout out to hip hop, because you know hip hop has touched the nation. Hip hop has touched the nation. That was Ninth Wonder, Aquatic Journey. A little bit of ocean for you. We're gonna be out in Salem on May 2nd doing the thing.
On my part.
We got a shout out to
I had a hoppy hop when I was growing up.
we got a shout out to January.
Yeah.
January Gill O'Neill.
Yeah.
January Gill O'Neill. Mad love to her. She is the head person in charge, leading up the fight to even have this wonderful poetry festival here.
And
of
it's
course,
growing.
I will be posting some last year photos that I have. I got Yusef Komanyaka. I got some nice joints that I need to put up. But I just really want to say the big ups to January, because she is a mom and she's doing the thing. She's a mother. She's a professor. She's a published poet many times over, and she's just doing the wonderful stuff. She was at the Groliers a few months back, and I just want to say, mad love, January. We love you.
Visit her blog, which is actually named poetmom.blogspot.com.
Yes. Here we are at the PB&J hour. We wanna let you know what's coming up in Stone Soup in May. How about it, Chad?
We have some incredible stuff coming up. I'm really happy with the way this month turned out. I've definitely taken a step back from featuring the what I call the people who I call the dignitaries. They're people who've been with the venue for a very long time, and I would normally feature them, and I will feature them in the future. But I decided to switch things around and try and give some more.
Who, like Martha Boss?
Martha Boss has actually featured a couple of years ago. I gotta get her back.
That feature would
Gotta
be
get her
something
back.
to see. That'd be a great feature.
She actually did a
She's
feature
great.
alongside Ethan Mackler, the bass player. She actually,
Ooh.
and I have to get that
Man.
information up as well.
She's got books.
Ethan, the cutter man, the something man.
The man I call the Pulse of Stone Soup.
Hey.
And I was thinking more along the lines of people like Joanna Nealon, Carol Weston. They featured a lot in past Stone Soup anniversary celebrations, because Stone Soup was started on May 1st, 1971 by Jack Powers.
Wow.
And we'll be featuring a lot of Jack Powers and Oddball magazine, incidentally. But I wanted to feature some of the people who have been
That's
coming.
fitting.
Yes. I want to feature... Funny. I want to feature... I want to feature some more of the newer blood that have been coming. A lot of people who are coming in May represent the North Shore Invasion. The people who I dub the North Shore
I like
Invasion.
how you call it the North Shore Invasion.
Yeah,
They always
I
come
love-
down.
They
I
do.
owe- I owe
and we
a lot-
about and you went to Zigzag,
I went to Zigzag, and it was actually...
I'm glad you go to Zigzag.
Yeah, I'm going there again.
and we about to roll up to Zigzag.
Yeah.
Bust the open mic open.
I hope
It's a
that
very
happens.
nice open mic. It really
It's
is.
hard for me to go because I don't have a car, so I'm definitely going to be hitching a ride with Emilio and
Can
you
we
the
go
next
with you,
day.
Jason?
Huh?
Can we go with you,
Yes,
Jason?
you can. Yes,
That would
you
be
can.
awesome.
Yes,
The,
you can, definitely.
And I do owe it to the North Shore people to go to their stuff more often, because they come almost without fail nearly every week, or at the very least every month. People like Clay Ventra
Blaine
and
Impicava.
Blaine Hebel
Dennis
and
Daly.
Dennis
Daly.
Daly. Dennis Daly is featuring
Oh.
on May 5th.
Dennis
And I
Daly sounds like a Red Sox announcer.
He does.
He is.
He's got a great delivery. It's you don't know. You don't kind of know when his poems stop. They just stop. They're like, all right, next poem, stop.
He knows how to do that delivery.
It's awesome. I love it.
I'm going to be very interested pairing his talent with a surprise second guest.
Who's the second guest?
The second guest is a poet.
Surprise! It's a surprise. Don't tell me.
Stone Soup is having. Well, I have to put it, so I have to because I want people to come because people
then why are you
know
saying
him.
it's a surprise?
Well, it was a surprise to me because it was offered to me by Jack Scully. He's like, "Hey, I have this poet who can come." And I said, "Okay, that's surprising." And I do want to tout Stone Soup's tradition of featuring poets from other countries. When I was researching Stone Soup for last year's presentation at the Mass Festival, I was looking at stories of how Stone Soup would feature expatriated poets from Russia. Now, this person is not a Greek expatriate, but he's still a fabulous Greek poet. Dimitri Laikos. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it correctly. Good God. He is the author of the Poena Damni trilogy, an exceptionally popular and influential work of European avant-garde writing. There are translations of this work originally written in Greek that have appeared in English, German, Italian, Spanish, French, and Portuguese. And numerous performances have taken place across Europe and the USA. I'm very excited he is featuring his work, and he's going to continue to. We also have, so that's just a double shot.
That's on May 5th, though.
Yes, that is on May 5th. On May 12th, which is actually my birthday.
Oh,
that's
on a Monday?
That's a podcast exclusive. I never really tell people my birthday, even when they ask me directly.
Oh, we're having a party. We're getting dancing, girls.
Yeah.
Blaine Hebel.
Can we get dancing, boys? Never mind. We'll continue.
Blaine Hebel, our friend from Ipswich, Lynn area of Ring of Bone Press.
By the way, he's having a thing. I told you guys about that, right?
Yep. And he, more on that in a second.
He's a locomotive with
his way he started
everything.
He started Ring of Bone Press, and the first book is in my hands right now, The Wild Women of Lynn. These are writings inspired from the Walnut Street Coffee Cafe, and this is a cafe that has a regular speak-up spoken word venue every Wednesday night, and a lot of the people who are in this book are actually in the open mic week after week. I'm talking about Carrie Zagarella, Alicia Churchill, Jocelyn Omni Testa, Kato Mele, and Elizabeth Gordon McKim, a past Stone Soup feature.
I saw her read yesterday.
She's fantastic, isn't she?
Yeah, she was great.
I love Elizabeth Gordon McKim. She's the only person I've seen read a full feature, and she's featured at Stone Soup with a musical accompaniment. I told Blaine I want to get everyone. I want to feature this book, but I want to see if we can get everyone to come. And as far as I know, everyone is.
Sweet.
So that's a fantastic thing, and this book is very affordable and has a very substantial amounts of examples of each person's work. Definitely worth grabbing.
I really need to.
This is one of the few times where I actually feature multiple people on the night.
And then MP Carver, she's so pretty. She comes every week and supports us. We're getting out to the North Shore. May 19th is MP Carver.
May 19th, MP Carver at Stone Soup. Her second feature ever with us. Still no book coming out. She keeps on saying she has a book that's coming out. I want
just like her and Toni B need to talk.
She's holding on to her work. She holds her work very close to her chest. She's very careful.
I understand.
She doesn't want to give her spirit away.
Yes.
Also, I want to.
And she speaks Japanese.
That is very cool. I just want to go back to Jennifer John. And she has a book called The Fool. I know we talked about it already, but if you buy it, she has like a palm, like a tarot card in there. She has like a tarot card in there. You read it. I don't read them, but it was kind of cool.
Did you get a card?
I didn't buy a book.
I
would have bought a book. I would have bought a book, but what?
I'm just joking.
But he would have bought a book. But he wants to tell you that on May 26th, David Miller is coming to Stone Soup too.
And
awkward segue. No,
nice.
But I'm thinking maybe we can get a few of Jennifer Jean's books. Even maybe have a couple at
Poetry Festival.
There's at least two things that she's participating in, so there'll be a chance to grab it. I'm sure it'll be available at a table there.
You got to come out to the Massachusetts Poetry Festival.
David P. Miller is going to be coming out to the Massachusetts Poetry Festival. David supports us a lot. David Miller has a book coming out through Savannah Barbara Press.
Savannah Barbara
Press.
So we're looking forward to that. Editing this is going to be such fucking hell.
Just run it. Just run it, Chad.
Exactly. Run it. David Miller has been a good friend of ours. I know he's going to be in the audience in Salem if he can. It's an honor to always feature him. I featured him a couple of years ago in February. A very well attended feature, and I can't wait. He's grown so much. He's published collections through Origami Poems, the Origami Poem Project, and Savannah is his first actual full-sized chapbook.
I met him last year at the Salem Poetry Festival, and the Salem, Masters of Salem Poetry Festival or whatever. I saw him there. We had a conversation. It's amazing how far we've come since last year. You know, I mean,
It really is.
Say, like, Oddball Magazine, and I want to thank you both for helping me with Oddball Magazine and getting it where it is, and how we have so much exposure for new and upcoming artists and stuff, and it's just great. What a difference a year makes.
Yeah, it's also been a really tough year for each of us in different ways. We've just been going through things either physically or emotionally that has made life and publishing and even getting this podcast cast together kind of tough.
We only sound like we don't care.
But we made it through. We made it through, and we're here again, and we're having fun. And we're going to try and bring it to you more regular, at least once, twice a month. But the wonderful thing about podcasts is once it's up, you can get a taste anytime you want. Of course, I do want to say a special shout out. People of color, colorful people. Yes, I'm talking about the blacks, the peach people, the Latin people. Seriously, come out and support the Massachusetts Poetry Festival in Salem. It's for just one weekend. I don't see enough of you out there. I'm a colored woman myself, so I can say this. I can speak to my quote-unquote people, even though we're all humans. But I do want to say, come on, y'all. I want to see you out there supporting. If you don't come, then we're not there. So I do want to say all people, peach folks, brown folks, yellow folks, Latin folks, come on out. But people of color, my Roxbury people, come on out. It'll be good to see you.
Definitely. I think that'd be the best thing for all of us if we all just got together and read poetry and hung out at the Massachusetts Poetry Festival. It's great.
Definitely come to our forum, the Oddball Forum.
Yeah, come to that.
It's listed as a reading, but it's also going to be a recruitment table. We want your work. It's a combination of group reading, combination Army recruitment table.
It's going to be kind of like our podcast, but we can't just...
Did you say Army? You got to take that out. No, sir. Keep it in, Chad. Chad is the editor of the PB&J on this... Wednesday, April 23rd. We are not sleepy. It's like 7:30 a.m. You don't even know. But we gotta tell you about poets and their new books, right, Chad? Community Room at Salem 5 Bank.
I'll be reading that day on May 3rd.
At a bank?
Ooh, so this is more of the Massachusetts Poetry Trip.
I was actually... I have to tell you, as
it's a bank?
Yeah, it's fat, though. Fat, P-H-A-T, fat.
Okay.
There are a lot of businesses that
like I had to explain that to you. Give me a pound.
There are a lot
Okay, Chad, we'll give you a pound.
There, you're fine.
I'm sure, for those who don't know, we're trying to do the Wonder Twins fist bump with 3 hands because I was feeling left out.
Reactivate!
Shape of...
so uncomfortable.
Exactly.
So Chad's going to be at the community room on May 3rd. You got to come to the Poetry Festival.
Bank. A lot of businesses in Salem give up their spaces, and in the words of Dawn Paul, who has been the one organizing
Cambridge really needs to do that, in Boston too.
She said this was she had to wait a long time before making an announcement of where the venue was going to be, and she finally wrote to us and said, "Hello, we have a venue, one worth waiting for. Community room at Salem 5 Bank, 210 Essex Street in Salem. And there's also going to be a table and cashier for promoting our books. I'm hoping to buy a bunch of books, and I hope you guys can, if you haven't bought a copy yet, please do so. My book, Patron Emeritus, came out 1 month after last year's festival, so it qualifies for this year. And I have to tell you, poetry organizing is a very tough trade, and I'm so glad to be part of something that in which someone else is doing the work of promoting me.
Yeah.
I'm so holding the kazoo in my mouth and banging a drum half the time. It feels good to not do that for one thing that I'm doing.
I gotta say, Chad, and for patron emeritus or whatever you call it. How do you call it? Patron emeritus?
Patron emeritus. Patron emeritus is the joke name I have between me and my girlfriend, who had a hard time pronouncing it.
Patron emeritus.
That's what I call it, emeritus.
Patron emeritus.
That's the book. Chad's book, Patron emeritus. Emeritus. Why didn't you just call it?
We're going on.
We're
going on 7:53 a.m.
I'm just trying
on April 23rd.
I'm just trying to say
PB&J hour.
it's a great book, and Chad doesn't read enough at Stone Soup, and when he does, and if you get a chance to see Chad read, it's a really great thing.
Can I just talk about the Jesus haikus, like personally? The chocolate Jesus. Oh, I was all over the chocolate Jesus on Facebook. His Jesus haikus are so brilliant. The one about the slit wrist, like, dude, your slit wrist was there the whole time. It's just awesome. You really got to catch Chad on May 3rd. Chocolate Jesus and what? What was the other one?
There was Haiku Jesus Haiku, there was Dead Horse Jesus Haiku, and there was Chocolate Jesus Haiku.
Yeah.
I'm
on Oddball magazine.
They were published on Good Friday appropriately because my family does not pay attention to what I do.
Chad.
Jesus.
Chad.
Most of us.
The Jesus poems first debuted in Oddball, and I'm hoping to get some more Jesus poems out this month. Not to share with anyone because I'm kind of like you, Jason. There are some things I don't feel like I want to share on a blog just yet that I want to actually put out in a collection or just even for myself.
Should we do this? Let's just say our Oddball family, we are in the works of putting together an anthology. I'm going to say that. We're gonna put out an anthology, and
we are.
Yes,
that's nice.
And
we should.
When you start sending poetry into Oddball, you can also say, "I want to put in a poem for the anthology."
We don't want this to just be a print collection for what's online. We want to offer something separate and also representational of the work that we find there. So there's going to be a lot of people who've submitted to us in the past. But at the same time, we also want new people in there.
Yeah, but I mean, we really like the Oddball family a lot. It's grown. And
it's grown substantially. We are actually at a point now where we can post 2 poems a day, and I'm not going to crap my pants wondering if we're going to have stuff for next month.
Well, thanks for that visual. That was
Sorry
a nice visual.
Speaking of anthologies,
visuals of Chad crapping his pants.
We're not editing anything in this podcast.
We're not a thing.
The lady is going to come right now. My name is Toni B. We're at the PB&J hour, and I do want to mention Joe's new book. How do you say his whole name?
Joe Gouveia.
Joe Gouveia.
Joe Gouveia.
Elizabeth posted on Facebook that she was thrilled to introduce Joe's long-anticipated poetry book, Saudades.
Saudades.
And Saudades means...
Oh, yeah.
Saudades, we found this online. It was once described, the word saudades, it's of European Portuguese descent, but it was once described as the love that remains after someone was gone. Woo! That burned me. But it sounds like that's going to be a really wonderful book, and it was just released by Casa Mariposa Press just a few days ago.
We have to give props out to Joe. As much as I love the double shot starting off Stone Soup and Stone Soup's anniversary month in May, I told Joe from the start I wanted him to kick off the anniversary month, but he's not able to because he's not up to full strength.
I just love Joe. Joe is a fantastic guy.
Joe, if you're listening...
He's not up to strength because he's suffering. Actually, he's healing.
He's championing
from having cancer. So he's in the process of healing. But you can order a copy of your book, which will really support him. It's only $18.95.
And the best way every penny of it.
The best way to do that is to contact him at his email, capepoet@yahoo.com.
Yes. Saudade, a European Portuguese descent, talks about the love that remains after someone is gone. Let's pray that Mr. Joe is around for a real long time.
Definitely.
I still want him back in the Stone Soup audience.
I want to do 100,000. What was it? 100,000 voices for change. 100,000
posts.
Where I met him. I want to do 100,000 posts.
That's
for change.
Where I met him too.
I want Joe to be there.
I'm going to do it, but I have a different strategy of where we're going to do it. I don't want to do it at the Out of the Blue this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to be working with some individuals. I've already brought this up. This isn't too much of a surprise, but one of our friends, Brian Williams, I've discussed not only a different location. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian, a.k.a. All Eyes on Me, Mr. Eyes. He is. We're going to be talking very soon about not only having a different location for it, but also trying to involve more people in it. Trying to get more community.
All the poets that we know, and we know a lot of poets,
especially Oddball magazine poets, Stone Soup poets. Yeah. Maybe Allie Gold could do some.
Matt Ganem and his crew, D. Ruff and his crew,
some poetry
and his crew.
I mean, you know, Allie.
We want it big. Yeah.
Allie Golden, maybe she can do some artwork. I mean, we're just putting people out there who we love.
I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Ganem.
Yes, we're going to transition into shout outs in the PB&J hour.
I just want to shout out Matt Ganem. He's doing a lot of good work for the poetry community. Also, I believe he's doing Wicked Sober right now. Is this new? It's an outreach program or something. I think it's a great thing that he's doing. Also, see who else? Mars Jupiter is. Shouting out him, MJ, AJ, Lucci. I don't know. I just wanted to give a shout out to Matt Ganem. I'm proud of him representing the Boston community. I really do.
I also want to say shout out to Niael Israel and Janae Johnson. Both of them have gotten positions. Janae Johnson, funnily, she is down with the whole slam community. But her presence is really felt at Lizard Lounge, and she's on the Cantab team.
Oh, wow.
And so Niael Israel, who's also brilliant too, she is on the Lizard Lounge slam team. They're going to be headed out of town soon and competing against each other. So two sisters and sisters, for those who get it, but two sisters, they are just doing their slam thing. So we just want to shout out to them and shout out to
Cantab. Shout out Cantab.
Shout out to Cantab and Lizard Lounge and Jeff Robinson, who holds it up and down every week with the Jeff Robinson Trio at the Lizard Lounge.
Lizard Lounge is a fantastic venue.
It is. We need to go there too, fellas. They also have
a good acoustic night there. I went there once playing music. I went and that was a fun time. A lot of good, talented artists. On a Monday, I think, and then on Sundays is Jeff Robinson's thing, right?
On Sunday, yep.
Yeah, so Sunday and Monday at the Lizard Lounge, you got to check that out. Well, actually, Monday you got to go to Stone Soup. Sorry about that. Monday's our Stone Soup thing. But if you don't go
to Lizard Lounge, go to Lizard Lounge.
Go to on Sunday. Lizard Lounge is Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Lizard Lounge is Sunday.
Lizard Lounge is Sunday.
Stone Soup is Monday. Cantab is Wednesday.
I was just talking about the anyone who's a musician might want to go to this thing at Lizard Lounge on Mondays. That's great. But for poets, Stone Soup Monday, Lizard Lounge Sunday. Bring it up. Come on, guys.
Martha Boss. We just want to. We're shouting out a couple
Martha
people.
Boss. You can get her book for $2. She makes them. She makes them.
Handmade.
I gotta give her props too for giving us work to publish online. She is not an online poet. James Van Looy, who's one of our columnists, he at least has access to email via his wife, and so he's able to actually send me work. Martha Boss, whenever she sends me anything for submissions, she types it out and hands it off to me.
Yeah.
And I'd probably have her in the magazine every week, but I don't think it's fair because she ultimately can't see her work. So I don't think we're giving away anything. That I'm really hoping that Martha Boss can contribute to the print project and we can hand off that book to her.
So let's now. Who would you want in the upcoming anthology for Oddball?
That's a good question. I would anybody we're shouting out to, like Emilio, anyone, Billy Barnum, who has a Facebook page now since we last reported on him.
Friend here.
He has a Facebook page.
I would like Charles Coe. I love Charles Coe.
Charles Coe's
a nice choice.
If
we can get Harris Gardner and Minion Ariel King, that would be beautiful.
It's definitely. I almost
even
hate
John Denny.
I almost hate to make a list because I feel like we're gonna leave people out. Like I don't want Valerie Loveland to think I wouldn't want her stuff in print again.
Or Mars Jupiter to think that. I mean, we want Mars Jupiter and Lightspeed Arafat, Janae Johnson. He's and the IL is real.
Reggie B.
You've already mentioned Natasha Head.
Yeah, she's great.
TJ, our designer, I think you already have a cover in mind that he's done.
And you know who we need more of? We got to get young people. I mean, like teens. We'll have to get permission from their parents. But I think it'd be good to add some teens. There's this whole group that I really want to come in June. Chad Parenteau is like giving me at least, I think, a night in June. I better book it quick. But it's called Books of Hope. It's a group,
we've had them before.
It's a group of teens, and I kind of want to get them back there again. I know some teens. It would be nice to have some teens in the anthology.
J7 was volunteering for them or working for them when they first came their way to Stone Soup one May, and I would love to have any of them again. It would be a different set of people, but yeah, it's
Shout
ever
out to
rotating.
Jade.
Yeah.
She was just in the Cambridge
Scout.
So,
Did we tell them? We didn't tell them about Scout Cambridge. I still have people coming up to me. Hey, didn't I see you most recently in Scout Somerville?
Yeah.
And Scout Somerville, Scout Cambridge, they did a feature. His name is J. Pat Brown. He's the former editor at Dig Weekly, and now he's working at Scout Magazine. And we just want a big, big, big shout out to mwah, and big kisses and hugs to J. Pat, because he brought this idea to me. I gave him some names, and of course, me and Jason end up in Scout Somerville magazine. And big ups to Jason Wright, who's sitting right across from me, who really gave some really nice, poignant words. I mean, if I didn't know how I did as former poet populist of Cambridge 2011 to 2013, that what he says kind of says it all. So I just want to say thank you, Jason. Thank you, Jason, but also to be involved with Scout Somerville and Scout Cambridge magazine. They're doing new things, and shoot J. Pat your ideas. Some of them he'll take, some of them he might not, but he's one of the editors, so just let him do his thing. So it must be like 8:15 a.m. or p.m. on April 23rd. We're coming to the
That's good.
April 23rd, 2014. You all have been listening to about 15 minutes of the PB&J Hour with
Chad Parenteau,
Toni B, and
Jason Wright.
And as we head out the door, we do want to mention an interesting person. I love her. Her name's Simone Beauvien. And Simone, she's of Cantab fame. She had a little announcement to make on Facebook. We just want to give her props. And we just want to say, pat you on the back, sister, for being so bold and saying what you said on Facebook about being the next Boston laureate. We love you. We love you for being so humble. We think you are awesome. My strawberry blonde sister, keep slamming the way you slam. And we love the Cantab Lounge. I'm coming.
She's a great host.
I'm coming. So, I mean, hey, we're just having fun here. I think that everything we've said is perfect. I think that you should think it is too. And of course, we need you to come to the Stone Soup every Monday in Cambridge at 106 Prospect Street.
Definitely come to the Massachusetts Poetry Festival presentation. Stone Soup presents Oddball magazine. Our alliance is strong. Our reading's going to be strong. We're going to read the hits, our hits, and we're going to recruit the heck out of everyone in the audience, including the ones who have already published with us.
And just check out Oddball magazine. We publish, I don't know, now we publish like 2 to 3 poems a day. It's crazy.
Just email.
Yeah, Monday through
Fiction
Monday
today
through
from
Friday.
Shannon O'Connor, and poetry by Alice Weiss, and visual artists from
Stacey
Alice Weiss.
Beautiful.
I miss Alice. I have to see her.
Alice did a great poem for us today, and it was actually illustrated by Stacey Esch.
Stacey Esch is dynamite.
And of course, mad props. We've mentioned her several times already, but
Allison.
Official props to Allison Golden.
Golden.
Allie Golden, my
and for Allison, save the Dolphins. Save the Dolphins. Save the Dolphins.
Speaking of dolphins, we're gonna head out of here. I kind of think that this next song, a lot of people are living hard, but we're doing the thing. So we just gonna give some love to. Well, I ain't gonna say it. I'm just gonna play it. We love you. Most of you, we love.
We love you all.
But we hope you all are blessed, and really just come support Stone Soup every Monday with your $3 to $5 and just come jumping on the open mic and really Massachusetts Poetry Fest. All people.
Keep poetry alive in Boston and beyond.
See you in a week in Salem.
High five.
Are you sitting comfortable, two square on your body? Then we'll begin.
Thank you, Bob Marley, for your wonderful words. PB&J hour, we're out of here.